guys, welcome back to my channel. So first of all, I want to say thank you so much for all the people who recently subscribed to my channel, and thank you so much for all your love and support you guys are giving me on my videos. So today I'm giving you guys my first creation of a winter wedding look. So this video is gonna be in two parts. So today I've just actually created if you are an English bride, or if you're going for an English wedding, then this is the kind of look I would do, and I'm going to show you exactly how to turn this look into proper like an Indian bridal look as well, or Asian bridal look. So I'm putting this video in two parts. So this is the first part and you will see how to create this look, and I will do a second part of the same look but turning into an Indian wedding look. So stay tuned for that, and if you want to see how to create this beautiful look, then just carry on watching this video. If you have any questions, then just leave them in a comment section below, and I will write down all the products in the description box below, and I shall see you guys in my next video. Hope you guys will like this video, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and have a lovely day, and love you all.
Hello you girls, and hello to my would-be brides. So as I'm giving you a bridal tutorial, I want to start from a skincare. I'm using a Ofra Cosmetics Wonderlush primer plus moisturizer. This is quite amazing cream if you have a very dry skin, because it does both things, prime and moisturize. But I have done an extra priming as well in this video, but I think the base is super good with this moisturizer. And for my eye cream, I'm using my Caudalie eye cream, and this is the anti-aging one. For my primer, I've mixed a SMASHBOX Photofinish primer with MAC Skin Prep and Prime. So I mixed both of them together and I just applied it everywhere. And the tip for primer is, so you have to literally apply or blend or basically rub the primer on your face until you start feeling like a greasy effect, like you can feel there is some sort of stickiness. And for my foundation, I'm using my trustworthy foundations, and I think these are the best ones for your wedding day because they both are high coverage but they're super light. So I'm using Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, and I'm applying a very thin layer with my Morphe foundation brush. So the first layer is pretty much so thin, like literally I can still see my skin. And this is, I'm doing a second layer now. So I'm just adding on the areas where I want the foundation like a very full coverage, and wherever I think I need a little bit more, I'm just applying that. And I'm also applying this as my eye base. So and the Hourglass foundation stick, it's very high coverage foundation. I'm only applying this on the high point of my cheek because I just wanted a little bit more coverage in that area, because of I have a little bit of a pigmentation and some unexpected guests, some spots on my face, so that's where I'm covering them. And it can happen to anybody on their wedding day, especially if you're really stressed out or nervous or something. And for my brows, I haven't done anything major with my brows. I basically just followed my natural brow line and brow shape, and I just filled them in. And for that I use my Benefit Cosmetics Precise pencil, and this is in shade 4, and I've just carved my brows with my Maybelline Better Than Skin concealer, and this is in shade Light, and I'm blending this with my Morphe contour 5 brush contour set. And for my concealer, I've used Tarte Cosmetics Shape Tape concealer, and this is in shade Light Sand, and I'm going to apply light medium just on the area where I want the highlight to really pop. And I'm going to blend this with my beauty blender. and my beauty blender is damp, so you know, my beauty blender will be always damp. I hardly ever used it dry, so I'm just blending that, all of it, with my beauty blender. And I'm taking the product, whatever is I have on my beauty blender, on my eyes as well as the eye base. So, and this particular step is optional. If you are one of those people who really like their highlight to be shown, you might want to do this step, but it's really optional. It doesn't have to be done, especially if you're going to do a powder highlight later. But if you want your highlight to really show, then this step would be amazing. So I've used a Coverfx custom enhanced drops in shade Moonlight, and I've just applied all of the area where I'm going to do a powder highlight, or where I usually highlight my area, my face. So that would be just above my cheekbones, my T-zone, my cupid bow, chin, nose. And I'm just blending that with the different beauty blender because I didn't wanted any more foundation or concealer going on the cream highlighter, so just use a separate one. And to set my under eye area, I've used my MAC Cosmetics Studio Fix powder, and I will write down all the shades in the description box below. And for rest of the face, I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Photofinish powder, and this is in shade medium. And I'm applying this with my Morphe gunmetal brush, and this brush is G36. And now I'm not doing any cream contour for my face. I'm just straight going with the bronzer, and for this I'm using Hourglass bronzer, and this is in shade light. And I'm applying this with my MAC Cosmetic brush, and I believe this brush is 135. I might be wrong about the number, but I'll write down the exact number in the description box below. And I'm applying the bronzer on all the areas which I usually contour. So I'm just applying that because I really want my face to have a bit of a warmth, because as it's a winter wedding, everything will be really cold, and I tend to get really pale around winters anyway, so I just adding a more warmth in my face. So I'm just applying the bronzer all the areas I usually contour before I do a sharp contour. And I've also used HOOLA Cosmetics. I've also used Benefit Cosmetics HOOLA bronzer. I haven't used any contour, like contour powder. I just used both bronzers, but this one is more in a as you can see, like a more orangey tone, but the HOOLA from the Benefit is more like a ashy tone, so that's why I've used that to basically highlight the areas, or to contour the areas which I really want to be contoured more, like have a bit more definition and sharpness. So as you will see me applying HOOLA in a minute, and I will apply that just close to my ears, and I'm going to do my temple of my forehead, and also my jawline. So I just highlighted all those areas with this bronzer, and I'm applying this with my favorite contour brush, especially to apply a powder contour. This is from Kevyn Aucoin. This is a Kevyn Aucoin contour brush. I think it's the most amazing contour brush so far I ever used. And I'm using HOOLA bronzer to contour my nose as well, and I'm using Sigma E40 brush to contour my nose. This brush is quite perfect for nose contouring because it's quite fluffy. It blends the product really nicely, and it gives you precise application as well. So, and I'm applying this just below my lip as well, because I want my lips to look really full, and just between my cupid bow as well. So just adding a bit more definition. And now we are going to start with the eyes. So by the way, this I just missed that video clip, but I've applied Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer, which is anti-crease primer, and I've set that up with my Kat 1D translucent setting powder. And for my brow highlight, I've used Urban Decay Naked palette. It's the first palette, and I've used shade Naked on the brow bone, and just on the arch I applied the shade Virgin from the palette, and I used the same shade to highlight my inner corner as well. And for the transition shade, I'm using a MAC Cosmetic Mischief Minx eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna pick the shade more of like a pinky brownishy undertone shade, and it's called Flaming. I'll write down the exact shades in the description box below. So it's kind of like a reddish pink tone color, and I applied that with my Sigma E40. And now I'm applying the dark brown shade from the same palette, and I'm applying this with my Morphe E28 brush. And the third palette I use for the eye look is from Anastasia. This is the Modern Renaissance palette, and I've picked up the shade Warmer with MAC 242 brush. I just sprayed my brush with my skin hydration mist from Amore Pacific before applying this color. It just gives you a more color payoff. You don't need to do that. You can still get a quite good pigment with this shade, but it gives you a little bit extra pop. And for my lower lash line, I picked up the shade Cypress Amber from the ABH palette, and I applied that on my lower lash line and smudged it and blended with the pink or red tone shade from the MAC Cosmetic palette, which I used as a transition shade. And I'm using one of my Morphe brushes from the rose gold brush set to blend the lower lash line so there's no harsh lines. I'm doing my upper lash line, tight line, with Marc Jacobs eyeliner pencil in shade black. And for my waterline, I'm using Charlotte Tilbury Rock and Roll Cheat eyeliner. It's a naked shade, so it's pretty much your own skin shade. And for my brows, I'm using my Benefit Cosmetic Roller Lash Mascara. For my highlight, because I already have a base for highlight, I didn't want it to use something really bright because I wanted a very subtle highlight for my bridal look. So I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury contour and highlight palette in shade medium, and I'm picking up the highlight shade from that palette, and I'm just highlighting my face with that, using that. And I'm using my ABH Cosmetics highlighter brush for this, and I'm using the same palette highlighter shade to highlight my inner corner a little bit more. And for my blush, I use Benefit Cosmetics California. This is a really nice peachy blush, which is so perfect for your wedding day, because you don't want anything too much and you don't want anything too less. You just want that nice pinky peachy glow on your face. And I apply just most of the product on the apple of my cheeks and just blend rest of it up towards my ears. For my lip liner, I use MAC Cosmetics lip liner in shade Spice. I think this is a very good shade, very for any skin tone. It's very universal shade. And for my lipstick, I use Zoer Cosmetics holiday gift sets, and this is the mini lip cream set, and I picked up the shade Bare. It's the mini nude lip cream set. So I applied Bare first, and then I've just added a bit of a rose shade right in the middle of my lips, not everywhere, just right in the middle. So it gives me a really nice pinkishy peachy nudie undertone. And just with my clean foundation brush, I just went over everything so look more natural and blended, and everything looks more smooth. To set my brows, I use ABH Cosmetics clear brow gel. And to set all the makeup in place, I've used my Amore Pacific Skin Hydration Mist. This is my favorite so far. You can even add MAC Cosmetics Studio Fix as well. Hope you guys like this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I shall see you guys in my next video. See ya!